Hello, 4B. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're doing awesome. I hope you are fantastic. Happy and healthy, of course. And I really hope you enjoyed your spring break. Welcome back. I'm excited to be back. And I'm excited to be back with you guys today for what I'm hoping will be a very fun intro into our editing stuff. So, hello, hi. How is everybody today? Thirsty. Okay, good there. Dun, 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 dun. Meow? That's an interesting email that I will have to read later. Everyone, Ryan's here, Simmy's here, Pat is here. Oh, it is Gianna's birthday. Oh my God, I totally forgot. This is so exciting. Happy birthday. Can we collectively sing? No, we can't. And I can't sing because I'm terrible at singing. Braden, Maria, Will, Evan, hello. Jesse's here too. Oh, this is so exciting. I missed you guys so much. Everyone wish Gianna a happy birthday. Your grade depends on it. Oh, what? People are dipping already? That's not a good class to dip, I assure you. How was everyone's first day back? Not even, on a scale of 1 to 10, how was your break? How was your break? Mine was a 4. I know that sounds really negative. I had some family stuff going and it was rough, but everything's okay now. I do have frightening gasps. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, looking good. Just doing some network tests in the background while we wait for the rest of class. Where is the rest of class? 5-ish to, oh no, these numbers are so low. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh no. This makes me so sad. I'm so sorry. I mean, I hope everything's okay at home. Was it just boredom? Was it there's nothing to do? Was it I'm sad. What would have made it a 10? Oops, this one. Ugh. Yeah, I will give you that. That would have made it better. I mean, I did leave my house. I had to. But there was still nowhere to really go. Slept the whole time? You just kind of went into like deep space hibernation mode for 10 days? Just picture you in like the chamber on like a spaceship where you just lay there and then like the timer goes off and you're like, it's been 10 days. Oh, Ryan, same. Big same. Spring break messed it up. I can't like, I went to bed last night at midnight and that wasn't like, that's around, but like, I can't sleep till 9 or 10 anymore. I got to get up early and, adult and stuff. But yeah, no, it's sleep schedule is totally out of whack. Well, I'm glad that you're all here. I'm a little bummed that there's only 9 of us because we have a very important class today. And I don't want to daddle too long and I apologize because my link and everything was posted late because my last period class, like we ran right up against it. It was 11:58 and I was like, guys, I have to go. So I definitely want to make sure that we can kind of keep pace and make sure we're on the same page. Oh, doggy's birthday. I got to refresh my memory. Sput361 is Matthew, correct? Wait, and Ryan, do you mean you went to bed at 5 in the evening, or did you go to bed at 5 o'clock this morning, like 7 hours ago? Because I don't want it to be either, but I don't want it to be 5 a.m. That's not good. Woke up at 3 a.m. Yeah, I woke up at 5:30 this morning, which is still not good after going to sleep at like 12:30. So it's okay. Anytime we have like a long break with school, it's always a rough first day back, right? Because your body needs to adjust. So 5 in the morning? How are you even alive right now? Well, thank you for being here. I hope you made it to your other classes this morning. Has anyone had a class on Zoom? I'm curious because I'm getting a lot of reports that Zoom is down. And so I'm just checking if anyone had any Zoom classes that were problematic this morning. And then we're gonna boogie right away. Do. Ooh. Oh. Oh my God, Ryan, take care of your body. Everyone needs to take care of their bodies. You guys need sleep. I mean, maybe not as much as Jess, who slept for 10 days, but you still need sleep. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're all here. I really am. I was super excited to be able to chat with you guys in some capacity today. Zoom worked fine. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad it's working. A down detector has it as possible problems. I don't know, Matt. I've used it a few times in my broadcasting class, and I did not like it at all. I like being able to interact in real time. So like you guys are hearing responses to your comments like 25, 30 seconds after the fact, which is not ideal. But at least, I don't know, at least I feel like I'm here in some capacity as opposed to just giving work and not doing anything. Or giving work and not saying anything for that matter. So like I like this, and to just get back on track a little, the feedback surveys that you guys did before break also like overwhelmingly, one, thank you for doing them, and if you didn't, I'll take those late, no problem. I'd rather have that feedback than not have it at all. Very kind words across the board, which I was really like warmed my heart a lot to read and see. But overwhelmingly, it seemed that you guys liked this format, which is good because I enjoy it as well. I don't know if it's because you can sign in and go to another tab and not pay attention. But if I'm taking the survey for what was presented, then it seems like people have been enjoying the YouTube style stuff, which is great. Because it at least makes me feel like I'm in front of you guys doing something. So those grades will be added actually today. I'm going to make a point to do those today. So we can have fourth marking period grades, and you're sitting at a hundo if we did that. Fantastic. Because what I wanted to get into today is our online editing platform. I kind of mentioned it a few times. I showed you a sneak peek before break, but I know it's been a while. So we're going to formally introduce that today as a platform for us to use to be able to shift back to what I feel makes this class so wonderful and special is the ability to do video projects and be creative in different ways than maybe some of the projects you have in your other classes. And so I wanted to get into that with you today very loosely. And if we're keeping pace with where I was in my last class, we'll probably get through some of the basics, but we'll probably wrap those up next class, which is perfect for us to then get into some more structured, formal stuff, albeit simple, before we get into some more intense video projects. So if you haven't already, I need you to open up another tab in your browser and go to WeVideo.com, WeVideo.com. All the credentials for the website and the login were posted on Google Classroom. Blessing, hello, hi, and welcome. So happy that you're here. I can't say them out loud. And I can't put the screen up because while this video is unlisted, if people were to come across it, they can see the username and login information. So everyone here was enrolled into WeVideo. And if you went to the same place where you saw the link for class, you will see the username and password info there. So when you go to WeVideo.com and it prompts you to log in, you can use those credentials. Just know that the password is case sensitive, so any capital letters need to be there. And then you should be able to get into that. So there was a small handful of people. I'm going to check my list real quick right now. Let's see. Matthew, who thankfully is here in the chat today. Okay, Matt, it looks, so when I went to enroll everyone, your name popped up on a list of people that had already signed up using your school email, meaning you've either used this for other classes or you've used it on your own because you were looking for a free editor. I know you do stuff at home. So your password is what you used when you originally signed up for this. All right. And I may need to add you to our group today, which won't be a problem. Okay. So before I bounce over to my desktop view so that you guys can follow along with some stuff that I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw this out there. Your input in progress and giving me some indication as to like where we are, thumbs up, thumbs down on things is really important. So while it may be a pain in the butt to go from like one tab to another, I'm just going to ask periodically that you, if I'm asking like, hey, is everyone at this point yet? Give me that yeah, we're good or I'm good, just so I can make sure that if anyone does have a question that I can address it. All right, remember, don't be afraid of being that one person that's like, wait, everyone's fine and I'm not. Say something, okay? Just because saying it again is not going to hurt me, and if people hear it more than once, it helps reaffirm those new things. So if you haven't already, pop open that tab, wevideo.com, and then log in. And if you can just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're good, and a thumbs down if you're having some issues logging in, that would be fantastic. All right, what you should see, all right, and mine's going to look a little bit different, is you should see this screen appear as your main dashboard and hub. Matt, to answer your question, I would first ask, what are we using to edit at home? All right, and you guys might see periodically that I'm just checking the chat, of course, because when I'm on the WeVideo tab, I don't see the chat, so I'll bounce back periodically. I'm also going to check my broadcasting system, which you can see here, because I want to make sure that I'm not not losing anything. So I'll pause periodically to do checks and make sure that we're good. All right, Will's got a thumbs up, Evan thumbs up, Gianna thumbs up, Braden says all good. So Matt, let me know what you're using. What I would encourage at the very least is use this for the practice project. And if after this you want to go on and use something you're familiar with, by all means, go for it. You know, there's some benefits to the software. But on that note, if you've got stuff at home, that's totally cool. I know most people don't. You know, so like Evan, I know you've got Premiere at home. I'm still going to encourage you to, at least today and Wednesday, you know, move through our practice project together just so you have an understanding of this. And if you then decide, well, I'm going to go back and use Premiere, I'm okay with that. All right. Or Matt, same thing. If you've got another platform that you use to edit, then I'm going to say, learn this one, or at least go through with us for this week and then transition out. Okay, so everyone here, Will's good, Evan, Gianna. Oh, no. All right, cool. Thumbs up all around. Beautiful. Okay. So the one thing I may need to do very quickly is double check Matt and make sure you're part of our group. Okay, so if you're here with us and you've signed in, you're going to look at what is your main dashboard hub. All right. And it's going to welcome you. It's going to say hello. And I apologize if it's your full name or not a nickname. I generated the logins based on the school system. So whatever name pops up in for the school account is what pops up here. Okay. You're going to see some options up top to create a new project, to do a new recording, to choose a template. You will have nothing under recent edits because you guys haven't done any editing yet. All right. The one thing that I need you to note is that down in the bottom left corner, it's going to prompt you. There's a button there to join a class or a group. You do not need to do that. All right. You've been automatically added to our group, and I'll show you what that looks like. Because I want to check and make sure Matt, as someone who has logged in before, is also part of our class. Okay. So let's see if we can find Matthew here. No. So we're going to add a member. And we're going to select a member. And we're going to go back. And we're just going to look for, oh. Nope. Why am I not spelling Matthew correctly? All right, well, that's fine. Unless I'm spelling your name in a weird way, Matt, but I shouldn't be. Members, M-A. Let's just search that way. Nope. Interesting. Okay, cool. Not a problem, Matt. And again, it's probably because you created an account prior to me creating one for you. So, for Matthew only. All right. I'm going to put this code in here. Who the hell is... Sorry, apologize for that. Someone was calling me on my computer. Matt only. So Matt, on your main dashboard, okay, if you go down to the bottom and click join group or class, you can enter that code that I put into the chat for you. All right. And then you should be able to join our class. And that's going to be crucial for today. All right. And if you've logged in and you're kind of hanging tight, very much appreciate that. A lot of day one, of course, is just kind of working out some of these kinks. Okay. Rest assured, we're going to end up moving briskly. Oh, Sarah's here. Awesome. So Sarah, if you're joining us just now, thank you. I'm happy you're here. I hope you had a good break, and I hope you're happy, healthy, and well. If you could for me, keep this YouTube tab open. Open up a new tab. Go to WeVideo.com. All right, and you'll see on Google Classroom where you found the link to the live stream are the login credentials for WeVideo. And so I can't say them out loud, and I can't put them in the chat because then they'll be public. So just check that Classroom post, and you should be able to catch up with us. All right, Matt, were you able to enter that code and join our group? I hope so. Beep boop. It says it's invalid. Well, that's a bold-faced lie. Oh, all right. That's not a bold-faced lie. I apologize. All right, let's just do this. Oh, no, they gave me the same code. Well, that's just interesting. But at the same time, and Matt, you're sure you've logged in with your school account, right? Intriguing. It certainly shouldn't be invalid. Whoops, wrong way. For the rest of us, hanging tight while we sort this out with Matt, thank you much. All right, we'll make up ground, don't worry. Sarah, and it's sign. All right, well, let me check on Sarah's status. Nope, Sarah's here. All right. Yeah, Sarah, you're good. So you can see your name there, but we don't see Matthew's name. Let's just go to members. Heyo. Search. Matt. Yeah, Matt, you're not coming up at all, which is weird. Can I add a member? I already did that. All right, Matt. I'm gonna... That's so strange. All right, well, I'm gonna have to investigate for sure. Why is it? Oh, there's more than one page, I see. All right, because I don't want to take up too much time. So I will look into this. Very interesting. Yeah, you're not here at all for some reason. All right, I'm going to work on adding you. I just don't want to take up too much time. I can try it, Matt, and see, but you're already a registered user. Why you're not here is beyond me at this point. Oh, derp. Close. Okay. Do the Gmail. Come on now. All right, Matt, we'll try it that way. I'm going to press on for the sake of everyone here. Sarah, it says on my screen that I'm not part of the class. Well, that's not true, because it says here that you are. Right here. Right here. Part of the group. Yeah, the only person, honestly, that's not here is Matt. So you should be part of the group. But you may not see it directly on your splash screen. So let me press on a little bit as we hopefully that will work with Matt. Matt, let me know in the chat. And then I just want to be cognizant of the time. All right. How do I get in? Oh, shoot. Miss DiMatteo, I will have to see about a license for you. I had to fight WeVideo to get enough for all my students. They didn't want to seem to believe that I needed 130 licenses, but we've used all of them. So follow along for now, and I'll have to try and squeeze out a few more from them. Okay, so thank you for bearing with some technical things. I know we're not entirely smoothed out. Matt, I'm hoping we can get caught up, and Mrs. DiMatteo, I will look into that to get you added for a license as well. Okay, so let me run down some of the very basic stuff here, as I think a lot of you will look at this and go, oh, okay, I remember the Premiere equivalent. The only hiccup being that it's been a really long time since we've even been in Premiere in a meaningful way. So just to move over a few things quickly from this screen, and then I'll jump back and see if there are any comments in the chat or questions in the chat. So you'll notice at the top, all right, this is your dashboard. This is your main hub where you can get into projects. You can take a look at your media. You can see what you've exported. And those are all super helpful. So right now, like I've got some projects here that I've been working on. There is my media that's listed here. And of course I have it all in folders because you know me, and organization is very important. All right. Things that I've exported show up here as well. So once you work on a number of projects, you have all your exports in one spot, and then you can revisit those templates that are an option here. Like if you click on more, it takes you to the same list to use those as the foundation for an edit. But we're not going to use those templates, all right? We're going to build from scratch. That's not to say that we're going to create a new video from this selection. We're not, and I'll show you why in a sec. Just going to pop over. Matt, all I can tell you right now is try logging out of WeVideo and then log back in. I know it can be finicky, so using the refresh button is super helpful at times. Sarah, same for you. Try refreshing if it's not saying you're part of the class, although you should be. Okay, so for this project that we're going to kind of tinker with today, to at least show you some of the basics, all right, you're going to go over to your projects tab. Now you can see that I have some things here, all right, outside of the most recent ones. Okay, I've got projects that I've been working on for a while. You guys don't have anything here. Now, what you will have is in your sidebar over here, you're going to have a tab called Shared with Me. Now, if you click on that, you should see an option for this TV1 practice project. Now, I don't have anything here because that project is not shared with me. I can't share it with myself, but I did create it for you. So you should have an option here to select this TV1 parentheses 4B practice edit. All right, and if you select that, there should be an option from that window to create a new video. All right, and it's going to prompt you to select a template or to select blank. And I'm going to ask that when you select that project, you start a video with a blank template. All right, and then it will open up into, I'm just going to jump back to this, all right, your main layout, which is going to look similar to what I have on my screen now. So I'm going to pause for a sec. If you guys can give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, if you are able to go into your projects, go to Shared with Me, select the project that I've created for us, and then create a new video based on that project. Let me know if we are in this main editing hub. I'm going to pause for a sec. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm going to check the chat. Gianna gave a thumbs up. Awesome. Ryan, yes, to answer your question, you do select blank edit, but you want to make sure you're doing it from the shared with me projects tab. You don't want to select blank edit from your dashboard. Annie's here. Hello. Evan is good. Okay, Annie, we're going to get you up to speed very quickly as Sarah's good, Simi's good, Patrick is good. All right, so Annie, if you logged into WeVideo, fantastic. Okay, you're going to go up here to your projects tab. You're going to go over to the sidebar on the left and select shared with me, and you're going to have an option to create a new video from that project. You're going to see the TV1 4B practice edit here. Select it, start a new video from that project, and then you're going to select blank template. All right, Ryan's good now. Jack, confused. I don't see open media. I'm confused. So Jack, there's the only media to open is actually the media that I provided, which is why you go about doing the starting the project this way. So if Jack, if you went to your dashboard and hit new video, I don't want to do that. I hope I didn't mess that up. It's going to prompt you to select media, but we don't have to do that if we go in through the project tab. So make sure that from your dashboard, you go over to projects, shared with me, select our class project, and then select blank template. And I know there might be some confusion, folks, and trust me, the confusion also stems from the fact that doing this remotely is challenging, all right? And day one with new tech is always a little rough, so I know we're going to be a little rough around the edges, and that's okay. And I just appreciate everyone that's kind of bearing with some folks that are having specific questions, and I'm taking some time to help them. Jack's got it. Cool. Awesome. All right. So let me bounce back to this project. Okay. So let's run through some of the layout things here. All right. I'm going to move through the top part of the screen, and then I'll pause to check in with you guys, make sure we're good. Okay. Before we start getting into the rest of it and do some light breakdown of the edit, or editing for that matter. Okay. So if we start at right underneath our dashboard menu, all right, we've got our project menu, and there are three options at the top here. Now, the first one is just very simply the name of your project, which if you click on, okay, you're able to rename that video. So I'm just going to ask very nicely if you could please rename your video, just your name, and then -practice. I use my last name. I honestly don't know why. Let's add a Mr. there, and then hit OK. All right, and you'll see that that name is then reflected. All right, so the reason why I want you to do this, and I'm just in full transparency, okay, I will be able to see, much like Google Drive, I can kind of pop in on a doc and see your progress. I can do that with WeVideo. And so that's not me being like sneaky. It's just I'll be able to see when you use the software, how many times you've used the software. And so I guess what I'm saying is please, right? Like right now, can I refresh this? All right, I can see Sarah, Maria, Ryan, Pat, Will, and Jack have all created projects. All right, which also tells me that there's some people up. There's Braden jumping in. Okay. So I'm not, I don't want to hide anything, but I'll be able to see when you last modified it. So if you're like, Mr. Leonard, I didn't finish the project because there were problems with WeVideo, and I can log in and say, well, it doesn't look like you actually opened the project for a week. So what happened in that time? I'll be able to see that. I can even get into your project. I'm not going to lock anybody out now because I don't want to cause an issue. But just know that I can see that progress. All right. So that's why when it's helpful to have it named, because then I can see whose work is whose in that list. All right, it's also going to help with your export too. Themes just kind of revisits some looks that we don't really need to toy with. All right, and linked resources is kind of only pseudo helpful if you're doing a presentation of sorts where you want to work in documents from Google Drive, whether it's a Google Doc or a Google Slides presentation. You can link those as resources here. You'll find that WeVideo plays very well with Google Drive, and that's super helpful for us because it's going to allow us to house video somewhere and turn in projects very easily. Okay, moving below, actually I should mention our main menu here, which is the 3 lines. All right, it's the hamburger, but that's our main menu, which if you drop down, you can start a new edit. You can do a new edit from template, neither of which we need to do. You can, of course, save, and then if you need to go back in your version history for some reason, you can kind of go back into that. There's really not much in this menu that we need to utilize other than the occasional save. But much like Google Drive or Google Docs, it will save automatically. So I always save before I close the tab, just in case. All right. Now, right now, you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner that there's some small orange font that is giving you some indication of when it's saved. It might say all changes have been saved. It might say nothing to save. It might say last saved 3 minutes ago. Maybe you put a clip in the timeline and go make a sandwich and come back and it'll tell you, hey, we saved after you put that clip here, but you haven't done anything since. So that's a good indicator. I still always get in the habit of just go to that menu, hit save before you close out that tab. Okay. And we get into the project menu. All right. It's going to be the icons underneath that where it says stock media, my media, text, audio, transitions, and backgrounds. Now, stock media is kind of cool, and you may not be seeing what I see, and that's because there's a ton of stock footage on WeVideo that they provide to you. You guys can use that for whatever you like. And it randomizes what's in there every single time. So right now I've got national park stuff, which is cool. You might have something different. Last class I had, global or country flags, which is weird. But you can search for stuff. You can narrow your search for just video, images, or audio. You can even check off, a little bit more refined there. So if you want to search for it's Maria's birthday. So and her dog's birthday. So if you want to look for dogs, boom, we got dog clips. All right. And what's cool is you're free to use these in any of your projects because WeVideo gives that to you. All right. We're going to pause this dog. Actually, what if I type in birthday? Do we get if I can spell correctly? Birthday. Okay. Get some little happy birthday animation. Little confetti. This is, remember when we used to gather as people in the same room and celebrate a birthday? So that stuff is there for you, and of course you are free to use that. All right, my media is going to look a little bit different, and this is where I need you guys to make sure we're locked in. Okay, because my media is going to contain the footage that you have personally put into WeVideo. All right, now as it stands right now, you have not done that. All right, so you may see nothing in my media. I've got projects or folders based on projects that I've worked on, so this is going to show here, okay? And you can see even within my media, there are options here to import, to record, or to narrate. All right, so if you record, it's going to use your webcam, and you can record live to WeVideo. Awesome. Same with a voiceover. You can do that as well, or you can import media from a whole bunch of different sources, the biggest one being Google Drive. And if you select that, you're able to then navigate your Google Drive and find a folder with clips in it. So when we get to shooting projects, all right, and again, just like you did your newscast projects, shoot on your phone, all right, you can upload that to Google Drive, and now using WeVideo, you can import that and then use that footage to edit with, all right? Exporting works exactly the same way, and I'll show you what that looks like towards the end of class today. So while you don't have any media here because you didn't bring any in, that's not to say that there's not media for you. So the reason why I had you go into the Projects tab to start this project as opposed to your dashboard is that I've created this project with specific media in it. So if you click on the folder that says Project Media, you will see all the clips that I put in there. Which again are just kind of stock footage that I found on a website. I didn't want to like revisit 1,000 roads or anything, as I'm sure you guys don't need to hear that ever again, and we've done it, so what's the point of doing it again? I'm gonna check that real quick. Okay, we're looking good. So you'll see that there are clips there. All right, audio and video all meshed together. We'll get to those in a sec. The next tab over is text, which is really nice because for those of you that hated doing text and titles in Premiere, WeVideo makes it pretty simple, on top of giving you a whole bunch of templates that you can kind of toy around with as well. So if you want to, and it previews it as well, which is nice. So if you're like, I don't know what a cheesecake lower third looks like, if you click it once, it'll preview it in your window over there. And that's kind of a nice little animated graphic. All right, if you just want basic title and text, you can go into static, all right, which means there's no motion. Just click on basic text, all right? Subtitles, lower thirds, all right? It's pretty easy to find what you're looking for, all right? And we'll work on getting this into our timeline, probably not today, but probably next class. All right, audio as well. And what's nice with audio is that the audio tab is going to give you free music, free sound effects to use in your projects provided by WeVideo. So if you bring audio into your project, it does not go to this audio tab. All right, it will be with your media. As you can see when I go to my media and the project media, is that these audio files are part of the footage that I provided. So they're going to be part of the project media, not this audio tab, even though they are songs. Okay. Transitions, simple effects. Okay. Again, it'll preview in this window over here, which is really nice. So if you need to know what a crossfade looks like, you can click it once and it'll give you some sample clips and show you what that looks like. If you want to know what a mosaic looks like, click it once and it'll kind of give you a preview of what that transition will look like, which is really nice and helpful if you want to see what it is before you add it to your timeline. Backgrounds are nice if you want to do, I don't know, a title over one of these, you can do that. If you have some green screen and put a background in there. So these are here. You may not use them too much, but I may add them as a requirement for our project coming up, our simple edit coming up that we'll talk about on Wednesday. All right. So I'm going to pause for a second, see how you guys are doing in the chat. Let's see where we're at. Oh, we have birthday chat. Okay. Blessing, answering your question, yes. But keep YouTube open so that you can hear me talk about stuff too. All right. Oh my God. Okay. Gonna keep an eye on the clock. We're doing okay. We had a lot of catch-up time there, which is good. So I'm going to presume that we're okay. Continue putting stuff in the chat if you need to. Let's move on. Okay, so some odds and ends to talk about with you here as we start to navigate and use some of these clips. All right. You can do some really quick and easy things in WeVideo, all right? And of course, it's going to lack the amount of options that you have in Premiere because it's not the same platform. But that's not to say that we can't do some of the stuff that we've been doing in class. And so just to show you very quickly, all right, some of your track and timeline management. And this might be a little bit more important because WeVideo just is, the layout is a little bit different. So the first thing you'll notice right away is that we only have one window to both preview our clips and then to show things that are in the timeline. All right, so instead of having our source monitor and our program monitor, we have one that does both. And so you're going to be pulling double duty a little bit there. Okay, and so just to pull up a clip in my project media, I'm going to go down to this cute little baby seal whose face I just want to smush. And then I can play that back here. All right, so I can get a preview of that clip and I can play the whole thing out. I can scrub through it as well. I will say that because this is all online, scrubbing is not the best all the time. So you can always play that out and go, all right, yeah, it's a cute little baby seal. Awesome. Cool. All right. And you'll notice in this window, okay, that you have options on the end of your timeline here to adjust your in point and your out point. And you'll see that when you move the mouse over those tabs get highlighted in green, indicating that you can move it. So I can see based on the thumbnail here that this clip is 10 seconds and 5 frames. So if we just round down and we'll say it's 10 seconds, if I want to use just the first 5 seconds of this clip, I can grab that green tab on the out point, all right, bring it over, and you'll notice that the orange numbers that pop up let you know where it is. I can go, all right, 5 seconds, boom, there we go. And that's just the first part. Okay, so it'll tell you, right, this is the part that's highlighted, this part is not, so this is the only section of the video we're going to use. Now what you'll find though is that you can't click and drag it down into your timeline like we would in Premiere. In fact, if I do that, it just starts to highlight everything. All right, so once you have that in point and out point set, you're going to take it from your media pane here and drag it down into your timeline. I'm going to put it in video track 1, okay? And now that I have that clip down there, I can scrub through with my playhead here, all right, to play that back. Now it's the same clip, so I don't really need to play it out. But, all right, there are some things that I want to change because this view I don't really like. So you'll notice down in the bottom right-hand corner, I can zoom in here, which is good and helpful. All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit, just going to help me see a little bit more clearly. Okay, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this track down. You'll notice that my tracks are listed here, okay? Audio 1, video 1, audio 2. And if you select any one of those tracks, if I select video 1, it'll prompt me to rename it. So if you want to stay organized, this can be really helpful. I'm going to keep it like this so it matches yours, okay? And if you need to add more tracks, the plus sign up here will allow you to select, okay, add another video track, add another audio track, and then of course you can name it. So that was helpful when I did the morning show because I had a track for my anchors, a track for my segments, and then a track for my graphics and lower thirds, which was my text and stuff. I'm going to cancel this because I don't actually want to add anything. All right, but I also like to make this a little bit larger, and so if you drop down your track here, you'll see the drop down arrow. I'm going to go to the middle selection. It defaults to 3 different sizes. All right, and I'll show you why that's important in a sec. So we have that clip that's added there, and now I can see it a little bit better, which is nice. Now I'm going to add one more clip. I'm just going to check and see how everyone's doing. Blessing, if you mean catching up like you're watching the beginning of the video, you don't have to do that if you just stay with us live because you can then follow along and see what I'm doing. But at the end of class, these videos, of course, are always there for you to watch as well. So even if you come a little bit late, you can join us where we are and then go back and check the beginning a little bit later. Okay? So I'm going to leave this clip for now, and I'm going to go up into this clip, which is called Live Band. All right, let's just say for this one, I'm going to take just that part there. Now, you know what? I like the guy in the beginning. He's got a beard that I wish I can have. He kind of looks like Mr. Dempsey, so we'll leave that in there. And let's just say I'm going to use this part of the clip. All right, and I'm going to add that to my timeline as well. All right. So you should see that the clips kind of snap to one another. However, all right, there is something very different between these clips that we can't see based on the view that we have. If, all right, I go to my track height, so in video 1, this little drop down arrow, and I go to the last option, which makes it bigger, all right, I can see that while my seal clip doesn't have any audio, my live band clip does. Okay, and it's worth noting that the audio that is attached to a clip does not show up in audio 1. Okay, so the audio tracks here are strictly for music that you're going to add and sound effects that you're going to add. If you have audio in clips, it's going to show in the video track. You just need to make sure that your track is expanded all the way. okay? And so this is going to be helpful for a couple of reasons. But it does change how we would do things in Premiere, right? In Premiere, we know, all right, we can just either not bring the audio in if we didn't want to use it in the first place, or we can just lower the volume all the way or bring it in and then delete it. So things are going to work a little bit different here. And I know that we're pressed for time, so I'm gonna show one quick thing, and then we're gonna move on. So, we'll call it a day is what I mean to say. I'm sorry. So in this live band clip, okay, I can do one of two things. This is the audio levels for the entire track. So if you shoot 100 clips on your phone and you know that you don't want to use the audio for any of them, when you bring them in your timeline, bring the audio levels for the entire track to nothing. All right. However, if there are some that you want to use and some that you don't, all right, this is not a good option. However, when you select a clip, okay, you'll notice that above the clip, a tab slides up so that you can see some options. Now you can delete the clip, all right, or you can just press delete in the keyboard. It'll delete it as well. All right, but one of those options is for audio. You should see the very familiar headphone speaker volume thing. And if you select that, all right, you have an option to bring down the volume for the entire clip. And you'll notice that the timeline clip changes where that gray section starts to kind of lower itself a little bit, letting you know that that volume's gone. So that's a really great tool to use if you want to lower the volume in select clips and not all of them. Okay? The other thing you can do when you have the volume turned on, as I do, you'll see that it adds a blue line to your video clip. And with that blue line on, I can add keyframes, much like we did in Premiere, all right, but we don't have to select a pen tool. We can just use our cursor because it knows that when it's on that line, if I add a keyframe, it's going to put it there. And then I can make adjustments based on the keyframes. Okay. So maybe I just want this part of the song where it fades in, we hear something, 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 and then we fade out, and then we're mute the rest of the way. So you can get really specific with your audio keyframes there, which is helpful too. All right. The other thing to show in this, just real quickly, as we'll call it for today, all right, is that you have options to transform the clip, which means if you want, you can rotate it. Okay. Which means if you did shoot some weird footage, you might be able to rotate and fix it. You can, of course, scale it and zoom in, but you do know that you're going to lose quality if we zoom in. All right, 1 being the default. All right, you can adjust the position. So if you want to move it around the frame, of course, you can do that as well. All right, you again have volume options. There's some animation options, which we won't tinker with too much. You can adjust color and brightness. So if you want to tweak it a little bit, you certainly can. Bring the colors up, let's say. All right. And if you want to increase the speed, you can do that as well. These are things that I haven't toyed with too much because they haven't been super intuitive. But I also don't really care much for speed ramping and stuff. So that's just me. And we can save those changes. That's fine. All right. The other thing you'll notice very quickly is that we have an option for FX, which is basically filters. So if you've used Instagram or Snapchat or something, you're pretty familiar with how these work. So let's say we want to make it black and white. If you hover over that, it'll actually preview it there on the right-hand side so you can see, oh, that's what it's going to look like or what it's going to do. Okay, cool. Let's select it and then apply. And now that clip becomes black and white. All right, which is a shame because this is actually a really colorful clip. So if you want to undo that action, just go back to FX, uncheck black and white, and then hit apply. All right, now we've got this really nice, colorful musical clip. All right. Now, I'm going to bounce back to the chat, but I am going to save this first because I'm realizing that we are very pressed for time. All right. But that's okay because that was the fastest hour in the history of anything ever. So just like we... no, that was a different class. My apologies. It's my TV3 class. Let's bounce back here. If you guys could for me, and if you're playing with it, listen, you feel free to continue and tinker around and play with this as much as you like between now and next class. We're going to kind of pick up here next time. We'll hit transitions, we'll hit multiple clips, we'll hit text, and and some audio stuff, and then I'm going to kind of cut you loose towards the end of class with a guided editing assignment using this footage. But real quick, before we leave for the day, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you guys feel as far as your initial impressions and comfortability with WeVideo? Like 10 being okay, I'm gonna just dive into this myself and figure it out because this looks easy and it looks like fun. 5 being I can get this, but I'm gonna need you to guide us through some stuff, and 1 being there's no way I'm gonna figure this out. And of course, numerically in between. I just figured I'd give you some benchmarks. Because I have an idea where I would like you to be now, and then I definitely have an idea where I would like you to be next class. So a scale of 1 to 10, where do you see yourselves? Solid 7, 6, 6. 4 or 5? Okay. 9, 8, 7. All right. Looking good so far. And Jess, don't feel bad. 4 or 5 absolutely can work with. Yeah, don't that is perfectly fine. I know, like, from a tech standpoint, like, simple stuff like logging in and all that jazz is sometimes way more difficult than actually using it. A lot of 7s, 8s, 9s. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, I figured no one's a 1. I figured there'd be no way. And if you are, listen, we'll get you up there. That's not a problem. Editing is editing regardless of the platform. So I always equate it to like tools, right? Like I can pick up any hammer and know how to use it, but each hammer works a little bit different, right? It feels differently in your hand. It's weighted differently. But if you know how to use it, you can transition those skills to using a different version of it. So what you guys know in Premiere as an editor is still going to carry over to WeVideo. It's just we're using a different tools all. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Awesome. So that's fantastic, and we just hit our threshold. So I'm going to wrap up. I apologize for pushing you so late in class, but I figured without another class to go to, if we ran over, it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, this is exciting. I'm excited to continue with this on Wednesday, and that's what Wednesday is going to look like. So we'll kind of pick up where we left off today in those last few things, and then I'm going to turn over a simple but more formal assignment using WeVideo, using the footage that's in there, okay? And we'll use that as an opportunity so you can kind of tinker on your own time, and then have a project to turn in very shortly thereafter, so we can get into some different bigger projects down the line, which is I'm looking forward to. So I'll hang for a bit, as I always do, and I understand we're past 1 o'clock, so if you need to go, by all means, I'll hang for a bit if people have questions and stuff, but only for a few minutes, as there are a ton of stuff I need to get caught up on the first day back, of course, but that's okay. So if you've got stuff to ask, by all means ask. If you want to bounce, by all means bounce. We will see you on Wednesday, where we'll pick up here and then move into some other stuff as well. So thank you guys for being here today, for following along, for dealing with some pauses and some hiccups and stuff. You guys are awesome and have been awesome. And we will chat again on Wednesday. So until then, I'll be here for a bit, but I'll see you later. All right.